What intrigued me, I think, was the idea of women of my own generation who were successful, intelligent, coming to power, what they are allowed and what they are not allowed. Wendy Wasserstein was a Jewish-American playwright whose work highlighted the female experience. She anchored intelligent, witty, complex characters at the center of her stories, who behaved in ways that mainstream culture had not yet accepted. Wendy carved a path for herself in male writing rooms, and it paid off. She was the first female playwright to earn a Pulitzer Prize for drama and a Tony Award for Best Play in 1989 for The Heidi Chronicles. Wendy was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1950 to Polish immigrants. She was one of 5 kids. Wendy's father, Morris Wasserstein, was the co-owner of a textile factory, while her mother, Lola Wasserstein, was a housewife with a passion for dance and theater. And Lola's father, Wendy's grandfather, was a Yiddish playwright. When she was 12, the Wassersteins moved to Manhattan. Fortunately, her father Morris's textile business was successful, and Wendy was enrolled in weekly dance classes. This led to an interest in theater, and even more significantly, awakened her desire to become a playwright. Although she grew up privileged, Wendy's upbringing wasn't without challenges. She was diagnosed with dyslexia, which clearly did not affect her brilliance as a writer, and her mother, Lola, was highly critical. Recalling her Pulitzer Prize, Wendy said, "No matter how successful I become as a playwright, my mother would be thrilled to hear me tell her that I just lost 20 pounds, got married, and become a lawyer." Regardless of her learning disability and hyper-controlling mama, Wendy proved herself to be an unstoppable bright light. She met her mother's criticism and disapproval head-on, channeling it into words on a page. Her pain transformed to inspiration, something that Jewish women do so remarkably well. After graduating from Mount Holyoke College with a BA in history, Wendy wrote and secured her first professional off-Broadway production called Any Woman Can't. She then went on to do an MFA at Yale and enrolled in an, unofficially, all-male playwriting class. This was sort of a blessing in disguise for Wendy, as it was there she met sharp-witted playwright Christopher Durang. Together, they collaborated on the musical When Dinah Shore Ruled the Earth. For her thesis, she wrote her first hit, Uncommon Women and Others. This play takes place in 1977 at the reunion of 5 college friends. Throughout the story, they reflect on their lives so far and try to determine if they lived up to their ambitions of being uncommon. Wendy said, "I wrote my first play, Uncommon Women and Others, in the hopes of seeing an all-female curtain call in the basement of the Yale School of Drama. A man in the audience stood up during a post-show discussion and announced, 'I can't get into this. It's all about girls.' I thought to myself, well, I've been getting into Hamlet and Lawrence of Arabia my whole life, so you better start trying." Yes, Wendy, we love you. Uncommon Women and Others signified Wendy's arrival as a force of nature in American theater. The play was celebrated for its blunt and savvy exploration of women's selfhood and received even more acclaim when it was adapted as a made-for-TV broadcast by PBS, starring Meryl Streep. Wendy's success accelerated with plays Isn't It Romantic?, Tender Offer, and The Man in the Case, before reaching the apex of her career with her most beloved play, The Heidi Chronicles, in 1988. This play follows the life of Professor Heidi Holland as she navigates her personal ambition and relationships alongside the women's liberation movement, highlighting both its conquests and shortcomings. The Heidi Chronicles won the Pulitzer Prize and became a landmark in feminist theater. Her work wasn't without criticism, though. In 1992, her play, The Sisters Rosenzweig, along with her earlier piece, Isn't It Romantic?, were both accused of being too Jewish, whatever that means. Wendy, sharp as a tack, responded to this in perfect form, saying, "When your name is Wendy Wasserstein and you're from New York, you are the walking embodiment of too Jewish." Wendy was adored for her authenticity. Women felt seen and celebrated by her words. Her integrity was a huge part of who she was, professionally and personally. Wendy had many romantic relationships, illustrating her belief that women can and should behave how they want, as men do. Like her characters, she was attracted to unavailable men, and through IVF treatment, became a mother to a baby girl in 1999. This milestone in her life mirrored her past accomplishments, realized entirely through her own efforts without relying on the support or validation of men. Wendy captured all the paradigm shifts within her generation of baby boomers. She was unbelievably adept at contextualizing the attitudes, expectations, and social pressures of her peers in her work. She had an instinct for distilling the complicated questions and struggles of her sex. Wendy was tragically taken from the world far too soon. She passed from lymphoma in 2006 at the age of 55. Her achievements as a writer, a daughter, a radical thinker, and as a woman all share one golden thread: the importance of staying true to who you are. Don't live down to expectations. Go out there and do something remarkable.